Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very quick little review of Nxt Roadblock because I decided I would go and sit down and watch the show live last night. And oh my god, NXT delivered yet again. There's going to be no order to this. I'm just going to give you like the key moments, talk about the matches, and yeah, I guess NXT delivered. So Obafemi faced Moose, the TNA X Division champion. This was for the NXT Championship, which Obafemi retained in a really solid match. I know there's a lot of controversy around about Moose and everything. I put this aside to watch this match, and it was really good. Obafemi kind of carried the match, to be fair. I don't believe Moose is as good as some of the TNA fans rate him. But look, it was a solid match and a really good start to Obafemi's NXT title reign because I didn't really think his match against Eddie Thorpe was that interesting. I did enjoy the match against Grayson more than Austin Theory, but I feel like the story there was more about Grayson and Theory rather than Obafemi. This match was more to show domination from the ruler. Obafemi delivered, and I guess it was very good. I enjoyed it quite a lot. I think it's a good thing, the NXT and TNA stuff. No, I guess I can't really move on without talking about Stephanie Double Belts VAQUER. Stephanie VAQUER defeated Julia, the NXT Women's Champion, last night to become the first ever female in NXT history to hold the Women's North American Championship and the NXT Women's Championship at the same time. Now, I believe this is because Julia has actually picked up a pretty bad injury, so they had to find a way to get the belt off Julia quickly. What does this mean for Stephanie VAQUER as the Women's North American Championship? Is she gonna like defend two belts like when Becky defended two belts and didn't last long with them? Or is she gonna be like a Roman Reigns? Personally, I think on NXT next week, Stephanie VAQUER is gonna come out and like relinquish her Women's North American Championship. When they will get a tournament for that, which leads up to Stand and Deliver. I really hope Julia's okay. It's interesting to see what we're going to do now with Stephanie. Is she going to face Jordan Grace at Stand and Deliver? Does Stephanie have a good reign as champion? Because I guess the only person that she can face is Jordan Grace. Unless we're going to turn Julia heel, we're going to repackage her up, get her back just before Stand and Deliver. But I'm not really sure about that now. Because originally they said this match was going to be at Stand and Deliver. But unfortunately, because of Julia's injury, it got changed to Roadblock. It was a really good match. They couldn't be as physical as they wanted to be. I sign up. I think Stephanie's finisher is weak. That backbreaker, it looks weak. I would prefer her spiral tap to be the finisher, or she does the backbreaker thing and then hits the spiral tap, which would make it a lot better. But Stephanie won, and we'll see how the women's division goes. But NXT women's division is so much better than the main roster. However, the main roster is kind of picking up now. Javon Evans got dropped by Team Shield after a phenomenal match against Ethan Page. Brutal street fight versus Ethan Page. He hit the lovely Javon cutter, whatever we're going to call it, whilst Ethan's head was inside a chair, connected to that to pick up the win on Ethan Page. Ethan Page and Javon had a phenomenal feud. A lot better feud for Ethan Page than his feud with Trick Williams, and the chemistry was so much better between these two. I think we're going to go for an Ethan Page Ricky Saints feud now, although Ricky Saints might be facing Rich Holland next week. God help us all. Yet the team who Shield, I guess they dropped Javon Evans and Ethan Page, but their main target was Javon. What the hell did Javon do? I was interested because they hadn't been on the show for like 2 weeks. So to see them return, I guess we're rebuilding this stuff and we're going back with it. However, side note, I believe one of the people in the group actually has some history of Javon's, so that might be why they went for Javon. Who knows? Also on NXT, The Undertaker was just there to say hi to Obafemi. Hi, Obafemi. Go kick that man's ass. Fair enough. I don't really know why The Undertaker was really there. It was like promoted, Undertaker's gonna be there. And that was it. Unless I missed something in a commercial break. I believe that was just it. Talk about GOATs of a tag division now. Nathan Fraser and Axiom delivered a banger match versus the Hardys. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, did they carry the match? Yeah, I would say they did. The Hardy Boys are decent, but they're nothing like they used to be. But I thought it was a really cool match, nostalgia alone. And yet the Hardys did in fact retain the TNA Tag Team Championships after Axiom accidentally bolted and volleyed Fraser in the face, basically, by accident. Faction is fine, I think, for now. I don't want them to break up Faction too much because they need to go to the main roster as a tag team. Because imagine them being in like the tag team division on SmackDown. Raw it's okay. You could add them to Raw, to be fair. It might help adding them to Raw. The Hardys did retain the titles. I'm going to assume stand alone. We're going to get one more match between these two, which will be for the NXT tag titles or both titles, and we might get Fraction then winning. I don't think this rivalry is done yet because Fraction can't really go and lose to the Hardys, can they? This is the only team who've beaten Fraction for a long time, apart from obviously Ridge and Andre Chase, which ended very quickly. Fraction won back the titles very quickly. This obviously wasn't for the NXT Tag Team Championships. And last but not least, Jordan Grace versus Roxanne Perez, in my personal opinion, was the best match on the actual card. These two had a match, I believe, at NXT Battleground last year, which was a really good match for the NXT Women's Championship, which obviously Roxanne Perez did retain the match. I believe this might be their second match. I could be wrong. It might be their third match. I'm trying to remember if Roxanne had a match for the TNA title against her. I don't think she did. So this was obviously for that match for the NXT Women's Championship. This was just a one-on-one grudge match. Jordan Grace hit the Juggernaut finisher bang to pick up the win over Roxanne. I think that's goodbye to Roxanne NXT now. I think we're heading Roxanne Perez now to the main roster. Very much deserved. I'm assuming we're going to continue the feud with Bayley, which would be really good because I need to see Roxanne beat Bayley at WrestleMania. And yeah, Jordan Grace is just phenomenal in the ring. And NXT's women's division, as I said, it's really damn good. Thankfully, in the main events of Fatal Influence did not interfere. I've had a feeling maybe we would get like a no DQ. I didn't actually think we were going to get the 2 belts Stephanie, but we did get 2 belts Stephanie. But yeah, that's my quick kind of review on NXT Roadblock. It wasn't a pay-per-view, however, it was like a pay-per-view level show with the matches. And personally, I think NXT is still on a roll. So yeah, let me know what you thought about NXT Roadblock and 2K25 content